Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Keeping It Real Conversation Show with your host, Camila, aka Sunshine. It is Thursday, April 27th, 2023. Of course, I'm excited to be in the land of the living. It could have been another way, but however, God saw fits another way. We are live on Facebook. We are live on the YouTube channel, which is the name of the show, Keeping It Real Conversations with Sunshine. Please like, share, and subscribe. We are live on Twitch as well as Twitter. Find us somewhere. We are there. Again, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. It has been proven over and over again since we started this show, going on 3 years. I'm excited about that. As I always state, I have some of the dopest guests ever in the whole entire world on this show. Tonight is no different than any other time that we have someone on our platform to talk about their life, the things that they have conquered, the things that they are promoting, the things that they're doing in their life that are very interesting to me. That's why they're here. I'm going to read his bio, and then I'm going to let you know how we met. And then we're going to get into this wonderful conversation for this evening. So, Mr. Larry Jackson here, born in the city of Detroit. He's the father of 2 adult children. He says he's a connector, an entrepreneur, an affiliate marketer. He owned an online Amazon store, Walmart store, a Shopify store, an Etsy store. He's been in several plays now, starting to do some film work. He's been doing background work, looking to do scenes with lines this time. He volunteers. One of his favorite is Meals on Wheels, Samaritan's Feet, and the Covenant House. He loves to give back. He loves to help others in need. He loves to make others laugh, and that is a true statement. And he loves tea. Is that what you said?
I love to eat. I said I love to eat. That's what I said. Yeah, I do.
Well, you okay? He loves to eat. We'll get to that. He's working on a project to house veterans and unwed mothers. The house is being renovated as we speak, and it needs some as we say TLC. The last year he was on season 24, 67 and 69 of The Family Feud. He's a 30-year in of the IT profession. He served 12 years in the Navy. He has traveled at least 30 countries. He loves to travel. He lived in Cuba, Guam, DC, Seattle, and San Diego. He's a foodie, as he can say. He loves great food. He loves sports. Football and the Detroit Lions is his favorite team. And last but not least, he is one piece, or 1/4 of a podcast that he has with 3 other brothers, and it is called Four Brothers. With 3 other brothers to help inspire, motivate, educate, and give actionable tips to help men understand who they are and to help point and guide them in the right direction. So tonight, you guys, I want you to welcome my friend Larry Jackson to the platform.
Hey.
I know, right? Standing ovation.
Well,
Standing
yes, somebody got to do it.
So I want to say I appreciate you coming through. Um, you are such a busy man. You could have been doing something else, but however, you're here tonight with me. How did I meet you? So maybe 2, 3 weeks ago. Has it been that long?
Yeah, it seemed like years ago, but okay, yeah, it's been that long.
We
2, 3 weeks
were
ago.
at a casting call for Joe Smith, and it was very cold. and windy day. It began to rain, and we're in this hotel, the Westin, if you may ask, and I'm sitting across in this chair, waiting my turn to be called into the room. Well, I've never been to a casting call, so I had no idea what to expect. The good thing is, a lot of my perilous times people were there. And, everybody was in their moments trying to memorize and go over and rehearse their monologues and things of that nature. And across from my seat is this young man. He'll be back on. This young man was sitting there observing everyone, literally everyone who came in, who just waiting their turn. One of the people that I was actually sitting in the chair waiting for my turn, we switched seats. Uh-oh.
We're back. Oh, sorry.
We switched seats, and I ended up sitting next to him. And when I tell you, I had the best time ever. He made me laugh the whole time I was sitting there before we got called upstairs. And it was a natural connection that we made that day. He made me very comfortable. I was not nervous. I wasn't nervous in the first place, but I really, really wasn't nervous after meeting him and talking to him. And he cracked so many jokes. It was ridiculous. So let's get into this conversation of being in this season and realizing that we all need someone. And this season is now. So, Mr. Larry, let's go back to the beginning of you becoming you. Let's go back to school days. Let's go back to school days. So, how was life growing up in the city of Detroit for you?
It was fun. It was a time where there was a lot of violence going on at the time. So it seems different than now, but there was, I guess, what we call the village. So we had people that would correct you, other neighbors that would put you in line. I can't even recall how many times the neighbor called my mother and told her that I was doing something wrong. So I think just growing up during that time helped me, shape me. I think one of the things I would say is it was a scary moment during those times because me being a young Black male, I never really imagined life after the age of 21. So there was so much violence and drugs. So I think that a lot of my friends were either going to jail or being murdered. So I didn't even think as a young Black male that I would make it out of the city. So that was scary.
So being in the city at this time where life can change at any moment for the good or for the bad. What was that moment for you to say, look, I'm a go to school. I'm going to try to keep my head down. I'm going to find some type of peace for me in order for me to, live this life. What was that moment for you?
I think one of the moments was just having my mom. My mom was very instrumental. She was putting her foot in my butt. And so one of the things, I didn't want to disappoint her. So my dad passed when I was 10, so I was pretty much in a single parent home. So I didn't really want to disappoint her because she was doing everything that she could to help guide and raise me. So she was working 2 jobs. So it just really it sort of made me grow up too, because I didn't want to be a disappointment. And I don't think I wanted to get beat. So that was the other piece.
So in this time, did you have like while you're going to school, did you have after school programs?
Yeah,
Like,
no after school programs. No, correction. I was going to the Boys and Girls Club, so that was one thing that I was doing. Boys and Girls Club, and then I was in PAL, so I was playing basketball. So
oh
those were
yeah,
the
I forgot to tell you guys, he is super tall. So what's the number?
super tall. I'm 6'1". That's not super tall. I mean, to most, if you're 5 foot, super tall.
You seem like you were taller than that.
It might have been those shoes I had on. I might have been 6'2".
I don't know about this
I
story.
had my LeBrons on, so I was a little taller that day with the LeBron. Might be 6'2",
Mm,
6'2.5". But you only had 4 foot something though, right?
you what?
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Who?
5'3".
I am not short,
Oh,
sir.
okay.
I am 5'8". Thank you. Give me my inches.
Oh yeah, you know what? Now I remember 5'8". Yeah, all right, you got that.
You see these evil eyes beyond these glasses?
No, I don't. I'm not even looking right now. Okay, look. No, you 5'8". Okay, 5'8". I was 6'1". Might have been a little 6'2" with the shoes on that I had.
Mm-hmm.
And it was windy outside, so I probably looked taller.
So you're playing basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have um did you want to play like in the league or you just playing just to be playing?
I was just playing just to be playing. I didn't have it in me. I like playing though. I mean, I could play, but just had no drive or desire to make it to the league. So that wasn't something. And then the other thing I would also mention that I had a neighbor who was into karate. So that was one thing that sort of kept me out of trouble too. So I did a lot of karate growing up.
So correct me if I'm wrong. With karate, that is also considered um a weapon just like boxing, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
So with doing karate, what was the or what do you feel was the positive of a young black guy doing karate?
I think one was working on discipline. So just doing the routine. So you had to be disciplined in order to do it. So it created some discipline within me that I can't say that I had before going into that.
Okay. So you're in school, you're playing basketball, you're doing karate. What else interests you to make sure that you wasn't in the streets?
Hmm. I was one of the things I've always been a techie, so just messing around with electronics and things like that. So there's one day I took it upon myself. I felt as though my mother needed some new speakers in her car when she was gone. So I decided to go to the car and install some new speakers. So I would just do things like that. So just being around the house and seeing I'm an only child, that was the other thing. It was something to keep me busy.
Hmm. So now that you're what high school, are you are going towards the trade or just
Yes. So in high school, I started attending Votech. So I started going to Go Lightly.
hmm
And so I was going to Murray Wright half a day, and then I was going to Go Lightly the other half. And I was in mass communication, so I like radio, TV. So the other thing I love the behind the scenes engineering, so broadcasting. So I think several of my teachers wanted me to go to Specs Howard. I'm like, oh, you need to go to Specs Howard. I guess they said that I was good at engineering, working the mixing board, being in the studio. So that's one of.
so did you go?
No. I decided not to go to Specs Howard. I said I don't want any more school. I'm burned out with school, and then I wanted to get away from the city. So because there was so much going on, so I enlisted into the military. So I went into the U.S. Navy. So actually, 11 days after I graduated, because I didn't want to be there for the whole summer, I decided to just leave. So I went to the military 11 days after I graduated high school, and then my first duty station was Guam. So
Mm.
I think for me it was the best thing that I could have done because it allowed me to mature quickly by being alone on my own overseas, and then it also showed me different cultures. So I was able to glean from that and just learn that things are different in other places. So it gave me a different appreciation for life in general. So I think it was the best move I could have made.
So out of, usually, if I'm not mistaken, we always had military day at school, in high school especially, where we had to take the ASVAB test and all of these different ones. And we were actively recruited from all branches, of course. So why the Navy?
Navy was somewhere I wanted to travel. I heard the Navy traveled more. So
Mm,
that was one of the things. So, and then I think the other thing is I saw ROTC. They had the Navy ROTC at my school. And then I wasn't trying to go front line. I wasn't trying to go to somebody's war and be out there shooting at people, getting shot at. So the other thing was the Navy, I was going to be on a ship, safe somewhere, not
which
running.
they go to war too, but
They
okay.
go to war, but they're at sea usually. Unless you're a Navy SEAL, you go in first. Usually they're like ground infantry type. They do shore combat, but just a regular Navy guy, I'm on the ship in some AC.
Right.
Mhm.
So on the ship, you still have to, I want to declare, or what job you want to do. So what did you do actually on the Navy base?
So when I first got there, my first duty station was a ship. I was in Guam. I was on a submarine tender, and what that is, they're a supply ship for the submarine. So everything that the submarine needs is what we give them. So they would come into port, and then we would give them. It would provide maintenance and a whole bunch of other stuff. So my first duty station, being on the ship, I didn't have like a job per se. I was I guess undesignated is what we would call it. So I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. So then I did that. So I was cleaning up the ship. I was over on the side of the ship painting, and then like, oh, this is too much. And then I decided that I wanted to do something I was more passionate about. So I went into communication. So that's what I ended up doing.
Okay. So is that like how we see on movies where they're I want to say Morse code, but going back and forth with, so that's kind of what you were doing?
Yes, sort of. Yes. So we had what we would call ship to shore or ship to ship communications. So if we're out to sea, we would send communications, encrypted communications to other ships.
Hmm.
So or encrypted communications back to shore or to DC. So we would do a lot of that.
Wow. Hmm.
So,
So communication. So with the schooling, right? Because I'm, of course, they train you. So
yes.
how long was your training before you were actually like, oh, full, this is your duty?
Actually, it was more on the job training. And then after I got into the field, they sent me to some C schools. So I was in San Diego for a while, like 4 months for an advanced
Hmm.
education. But then it was just continually learning. So it was constantly training you while you're on the job.
I had a nephew who was in the Navy, and he loved being on the ship. He loved going everywhere, places that you would. One of the things he used to write back about was how the sky looked so different in different
Absolutely.
places, with no smog and just no pollution or whatever. And I think that was the most part that um he enjoyed the most, like going places. He even went to I want to say Jerusalem, somewhere like that. And I'm like, wow, you get to, so the traveling was his thing. I can't remember what his job was. Um, and then I guess we say life happens, and you're like, I don't know if I want to do this no more. I had a cousin who recently retired um, from the Navy, and he said life as a seaman was probably the best thing he could have done um, coming out of high school. Um, the intent was to be a runner. He was a well known track star from Detroit. And as we always say, life happens
Uh-huh.
and you got to pivot. And so the Navy became his pivot place, and he made a career out of it. And he always used to try to, especially the first year he was there, come on, cuz you can come on. Is and I'm like, I don't even like my mama telling me what to do. Not, I'm good. So I never went. However, so you spent 12 years in the service.
Yes, 12.
So out of those 12 years in the service, what was it like for you?
It was wonderful. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Again, going back to your cousin, the the piece where we're traveling all the time. I'm changing duty stations every couple of years, so it built in me that I'm not staying long. I'm just this is just I'm passing through. I'll be here a couple of years, so it allowed me to also make a lot of connections with people. The sad part was you would meet people and then everybody's always leaving, so it's very transient. So you meet people like might be 2 months, they might be gone, or a year, gone somewhere else. So it was good because it was just it helped me to create these friendships, but it also allowed me to make sure that I continue these friendships after we parted ways too. So that was one thing. So I really enjoyed it because there were a lot of life lessons learned in it. So it taught me to travel, be prepared, and I often traveled alone, so I got used to that, and so that's something that I've always continued to my later years in life.
So you stated that you were once in Guam,
Hmm.
San Diego, DC, Seattle. Uh, what was the other one? Cuba.
Hmm.
So what place was your favorite?
Hmm. Let's see. I would say DC. I worked at the Pentagon for
Really?
yeah, I worked at the Pentagon for 3 years. So that was a very, 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 very interesting place. Yeah.
I
So
would have thought that would have been stressful.
no, it wasn't. Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was fun. It was first getting there. I saw that they made the rules there and regulations there, but they didn't always abide by them. So it was a great place to just learn. So I worked for the chief of naval operations. So we worked in this joint communication space. So it was Navy, Army, Air Force, and we worked together. So it built some it built some strength in me for sure. Just having to deal with different different branches of service and just the different life of being in the Pentagon. It was
So I'm hearing like, so you smart.
don't know what smart is, but I think I got a 12 on my SAT, so I don't know what smart. I'm sorry, I don't know. I
You
wouldn't say
know,
smart.
I mean, you
I'm
can't.
knowledgeable. I
You
can
not
read and
walking
write
on
and
the
add.
street, working at the Pentagon. Come on now.
Yeah, but I mean, they have some people working there that probably not do right. Yes. And then the thing that I did was actually top secret. So I had a top secret clearance. So a lot of information that we dealt with was classified. So I tell you right now,
I feel scared right now.
don't be scared. Don't be scared. I won't hurt you. But if I tell you some of this stuff, I might have to.
No, I don't want to know. Nope.
Okay, don't ask no more questions. Then I won't have to come over because I can find out where you live.
I'm sure you could.
Yes.
I'm scared.
No, I won't say I'm smart. I'm not dumb by any stretch of the imagination.
Listen here, sir.
Okay.
You worked at the Pentagon. That's exclamation point, period. I mean, you could write your own ticket. What are you talking about?
It's a bunch of people worked at the Pentagon can't even read, I would imagine.
I'm not fooling with you. That's
Okay.
what I'm not gonna do. All right, so you're out of the service, right? You're 12 years. You didn't relist, right? Or you came out
So
on
I re-enlisted a couple of times.
okay.
Yeah. So before me getting out though, I was supposed to go to Bahrain, Saudi Arabia. So that's where I was going to be stationed. So I was actually sort of looking forward to that. For one, it was tax free, so I wanted to go over there and not pay taxes. But then there became this bigger mission. So my kids were in Detroit, so I wanted to be home and be a father to my kids. So that's one of the reasons why I got out.
I know, right? So, okay, so you got out for your children who were in Detroit.
Yes.
And so what was life like after the service? I know a lot of military or veterans, I would say, who have a hard time adjusting to civilian life. So how was that for you?
It was good. So let me back up. So I would also say that one of the scariest moments after being in the military, probably over 4 years, is for the person to come out thinking about going to civilian life. Because most times in the military, I'm gonna say most times, you don't get laid off in the military. Uncle Sam is not laying you off. You're not gonna come into work and like, oh, pink slip, you're no longer working for us. So transitioning from the military to civilian life, there is no security there in the civilian life. There's so much security as a military veteran or as a military person. So I think I was a little apprehensive because I wasn't really sure what it was going to be like on the outside. Because I've been there 12 years. So will I go to work and get laid off? I found a job right away. Actually, I found two jobs. I got out. I had a job very quickly. I was going to work for Sprint PCS at one time, so I got hired with Sprint, and then I did this interview with Sprint, and they said they wanted me to be outside. I was like, oh, I don't know about being outside in Michigan. I don't think that's gonna work. Mm-hmm. And so then they called somebody else, and they gave me another interview the same day for an inside position, and I was going to be I wasn't going to have any seniority, so I was going to have to work midnights. So then they hired me, and that process took about 45 days. I was like, I need a job. So I had another company contact me, and they hired me, and then the next thing you know, they went on strike. So they were a union shop. So they went on strike. So that position got put on hold. Then another company contacted me, and they said, oh, we want to hire you on the spot. So I end up working for this other marketing company, I've been there 3 weeks before Sprint even contacted me back. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to even work at Sprint now. I'll work at this other company.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was a great transition for me. I had plenty of opportunities, and I was glad that I did it. It was one of the best moves that I could have made.
So, oftentimes, the jobs that we have, we get so good at them that we feel like there's something that I can bring personally to this particular job or this skill set that it can become my own business, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in that mindset or in this transitioning, did you ever feel like, look, I need some extra, or I can do this as my own business? Did you ever think about that?
I didn't at the time. I was just thinking about working for, I guess, the man or working for someone else. I never even really thought about it until later in life. I started realizing, oh, I can't climb this ladder working. I mean, I can climb the ladder, but I'm not going to get where I need to get working for someone else. And
Mhm.
then I hear people a lot of times talking about these these entrepreneurial endeavors where it's like, oh, that's a pyramid scheme. I think the corporate environment is the biggest pyramid scheme because you're not going to make what the person at the top is making at all.
Mhm.
So I didn't have that drive when I first started working. I got that drive later on in life.
Okay, so we're stepping through getting to the moment where I have to pivot again. You have two children at this time,
Hmm. That's it.
and I don't know, as we say, the struggle was real. Like, the stuff is not adding up here. What was the next pivot for you to say, hey, I gotta do something different?
I think so. One of those moments was I got laid off. So yeah, the real world. So yeah, I got laid off, and I figured, man, I need to do something else. So I started thinking about other streams of income, and then I think it hit me later on in life that I was wondering where this entrepreneurial spirit actually came from. And so I started thinking back over my life, and I realized that my dad owned some property, owned a hotel long when I was a kid. I was like, oh wait, I think my dad had put that drive in me. So that was something I started thinking about.
So you wanted to own a hotel, or you just
No, just entrepreneur. When I just started thinking about an entrepreneur, like where did that entrepreneurial spirit come from? I think after looking back over my life and I see my dad was an entrepreneur, but it was something I didn't even realize growing up. Well, my dad passed when I was 10, so
right?
it was something I really didn't think about until later in life.
So what is the first thing that you put your hands or your mind to say, I want to do this for me? What was that thing?
It was, I think, affiliate marketing. Yeah,
Okay.
affiliate marketing. I was always interested in something with the internet. So I wanted something that I could do passively. So I don't have to be working all the time, but it worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I started, there was what they call CPA, which is called cost per action. So I would get paid if somebody completed an action as opposed to them buying something. So I started off with this. It was called a free information guide for college students so they could get information. So all they had to do was submit their information, so name, email address, and then I would get paid $8 for them filling out this form. So they didn't even have to buy anything. So that was good in a way because this is my first endeavor starting to market on Google. So I started running some Google ads, but I didn't really know what I was doing. So I was getting paid $8 from this company, but then I was spending $7.98 on the ad. So I was making like 2 cents for it. So it wasn't, but I didn't have the patience, or I didn't really have the training to learn that I needed to make some adjustments in my marketing to really, ramp it up. If I would have paid less for the ads, I would have made more. But again, trial and error.
And then after that?
So then after that, I think it was just, I started again looking for something online. So whatever I could find online. So then I started running some more ads for other stuff. I ended up getting my Google ad account banned because I didn't know what I was doing. But then I started with a Amazon store. So I started, and that was wonderful for a time. I met these guys online, and they talked about learning how to sell on Amazon. Like, okay, let's find out about it. So I paid for this program, and I started putting these ads up, or I started putting products on my website. And I didn't really have the drive either, because I'm working a 9 to 5, and I'm thinking, man, after I get off work, I don't want to do this. So then these guys started talking about some VAs, which are virtual assistants. So then I said, you know what? I'm gonna give me some virtual assistants because they'll help do the work that I really don't want to do. So when I started it, I had maybe 50 products on my store, and that was over about a month. And then I ended up hiring these virtual assistants from the Philippines. They started putting products up. Within a month, I had 17,000 products on my Amazon store. And there was no rhyme or reason to what we were really adding to the stores, like whatever sticks. I mean, I started seeing, before I signed up, I went through this. I was looking at some of the videos of them promoting the product that I was going to use. And it's like, oh yeah, these guys are selling gravy on Amazon. I'm like, gravy? Little packs of gravy that you get from the store, McCormick's, for 99 cents. They were selling for $11 on Amazon. I'm like, there's no way people will be spending $11 on some gravy. People were spending $11. And I didn't even think about it, because you have people that live in rural areas that don't get a chance to, it's 3 hours to go to the store. They'll spend that $11, where Amazon, or not Amazon, Amazon would just deliver it to their door. So I just started finding a bunch of products. So I was making maybe a little bit of money from it, because it was some products I was making $10, some $5, some 50 cents. So it depended upon what product I was marketing. And really, and then for Amazon, I didn't have to market, because I would find products that were already selling on Amazon. So then I would just become a lister or a vendor for that particular product. So I would find a product on Bed Bath & Beyond. I was finding products on Walmart. Wherever I could get the product is where I was finding it. And then I would up the price, and then people would pay for it. And I was really surprised until one day I started getting these complaints, because the model is flawed, because I am getting products from other stores, reselling them on Amazon. So that model was flawed. So then I went from that to selling on Walmart. And Walmart was way better because there was way less competition. So I started doing that, and that was good. Oh, so let me back up. So then the guys I was working with that had the software, they end up falling out. And so then the software went away. So it made my job harder. So I couldn't even really compete, because the software was monitoring all of the products. It would make adjustments in the prices for me. And when that went away, my Amazon store went away. And then another guy came back out with one that would work with Walmart. So I started doing that. And then the same thing happened, where these guys fell out. and the software went away. So it's like my business went away. So I mean, to look back, I would have, I was trying to pivot from that to find a better business model. And that business model was me sending my products to Amazon directly and then having Amazon ship them instead of me buying these products because I never touched the product. So I would list the product, then the software would go buy the product. So say if I got it from Walmart, it would go buy the product on Walmart and then it would ship it to the customer. So I never touched it.
Okay.
But that product, that again, that model is flawed because people were complaining that they ordered a product from Amazon, but it's showing up in a Walmart box, or it's showing up in a Home Depot box or Bed Bath and Beyond. So it was very flawed. So I started trying to pivot with that. But then my account got banned on Amazon for complaints, which a bunch of people in my group had the same issue because one of the things about Amazon, which is different, they're very customer centric. So the customer is always right. So people would complain like other sellers. There's so many sellers on Amazon. I know at one time there's probably 2 million sellers on Amazon. So if you and I were selling the same product, I could go to your store and say you're selling fake products. I don't have to prove it, but you have to prove it. So then you get that complaint a few times, then they're gonna shut you down.
So it also said, what about Etsy and Shopify?
So Shopify, I've been doing that. I had a Shopify store for a while, and I would just find products in China, and I would go to like Alibaba, AliExpress, find these products. The only downside to me using those places where the products are coming from China is because the shipping times are long. So it might take 30 days, 45 days for you to get your product. And since people are used to shopping on Amazon, they don't want to necessarily wait that long to get their product.
Mm-hmm.
So the other thing is I started finding these products on Amazon. I might pay a little more and I would just have Amazon ship them. So yeah, so I've been doing the Shopify. And then just more recently, I started doing Etsy. So looking to do Etsy for more of a customization or personalized products. So I had like some coffee mugs and just some customized stuff on there, t-shirts.
Mm-hmm. So these online stores. This is your side, or is this your main?
It's still the side. Yeah,
Okay.
still the side. But it was a good side.
So what do you do for your main job?
I'm in IT. Yeah, so.
Oh, you're still in IT.
Yeah, I'm still in IT. Yeah, so I haven't just completely cut it off yet. So I'm still doing the side and the main at the same time. So.
Okay, so with IT, when it is always evolving, do you constantly have to go get recertified or take classes? Or what do you have to do?
Always classes, and then depending on if we get a new product, so we would get with the vendor, they would provide training. So it depends. It's a lot of different ways. There's a lot of online stuff to get you up to speed.
So have you thought about going back because you are a veteran, because you had worked at the Pentagon and all this wonderful stuff, right? You know, government always looking for those type of individuals with your skill set.
So going to work for the government, is that what you're asking me?
In a roundabout place.
No. H-E, no. C-K, no. No, I don't want to do it. The one thing is, when I was transitioning out of the military, one thing I started feeling at the end is they had too much control over my life. So you belong to Uncle Sam. So for example, if they decided that they were giving some vaccination, right? You couldn't say, "Oh no, I don't want that." You don't have a choice. So you belong to Uncle Sam. And then, say for example, I think it happened a couple of times on vacation. Like, oh, you need to get back right away. We're getting ready to deploy. Like, really? I just got here yesterday. I need to come back. So yeah, no. Yeah, I think they have too much control over your life. So it was good. It was fun while it lasted, but I wanted to be able to control more of my life.
Absolutely. I get it. So where does this we'll get back into the IT world, but where does this love for helping people come from?
I don't know. It just feels like this innate thing. There's something within me. And then I also saw my mom do it. She would always give back. She's always helping someone. And that just made me want to do it. So I think it was several years ago. It was my church I was going to. They did Meals on Wheels. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll go. Okay. So I went. And it was the best thing ever. And I've been doing it, 15 years now? But I went kicking and screaming, but I loved it. I loved being able to interact with the seniors. They just give me joy because the other thing that I saw in doing it that first day is that we might be the only people they see that day. So I was doing it on Christmas and Thanksgiving. So we might be the only people they see on Christmas. And so that was good. Just coming into their homes, we're smiling, laughing, hugging them, and then giving them a meal. At least the group that I helped put together, it was like, we're going to have fun. I want a fun group. Yeah, and that was always something that I've enjoyed. So I constantly get people to come do it with me.
This past Thanksgiving was my first time doing Meals on Wheels. I was actually our job went to volunteer to make up the food. And so we had to be there. I think I probably was there like 5:30. Because after a while, they, so many people are coming to help, they, shut it down at a certain time. So I didn't go deliver, but I helped, ration out the food or whatever. And that was amazing because again, you get to see other people who volunteer who are really serious about doing it, from kids all the way up to seniors themselves, to go out and say, hey, they gave out like 5,000 meals. It might have been more than that. And I actually can say that, hey, one of these dishes I have my hands on, or to see that this city and wherever Meals on Wheels are really very concerned about our seniors, making sure that if, they do it all the time, but especially on Thanksgiving, especially on Christmas, that you give back, because you never know, that might be the only meal that they have.
Yes.
And like you said, they might be the only visitor that they have. Again, it does the heart merry to be able to give back to people, because again, that moment could be you, and you want that same love that you give out to be received and reciprocated back to you. You also stated that you do Samaritan's Feet. So what is that?
One of my favorites too. Samaritan's Feet is an organization that gives shoes to kids all over the world. So some years ago, I think it was 2009, I was watching ESPN and I saw this basketball coach coaching a game with no shoes on. I'm like, that's interesting. And so then they were bringing awareness to the cause of kids with no shoes. So then I called the organization and they said that I was asking how could I get involved? And they said, we're coming to Detroit. And I think it was the Final Four. And so they said, can you help get some people there? So I got about 100 volunteers to come unsupportive. My daughter was playing basketball at the time. Her teammates came and volunteered, and it was awesome because what happens is usually they pre-screen the kids and they find like shoe sizes what they're in need of, and then they would bring them. We were at the Coleman Young Rec Center at the time, so they brought all of the kids in there, and they have these chairs that are facing each other, and then they have a pail of water in the middle. So we wash their feet. So let me back up. So we have the chairs set up, and we're in this gym, and then we have this thing called like a shoe store set up. So it would be shoes and socks. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. So it would be shoes and socks in the shoe store. So then we would have these runners. So it's like you, say you're the kid, I'm facing you, and we have this pail of water, and then maybe you have a bracelet on that has your shoe size. Say you're size 8. And so then a runner would come over and look and say, oh, she has size 8. They would go get an 8 girl shoe and a new pair of socks while I'm washing your feet. And it's just an awesome experience. And so the kids are wondering, man, why would you do this for me? And then we get a chance to minister to them. So we say, this is what Jesus did for the disciples. And it's very heartwarming. I haven't found anybody that I've invited to an event to do that hasn't been changed, because the kids are just in awe. And so it is something where in the US it's different from international, because most of the time the kid might have tattered shoes, worn or raggedy shoes. But I want to do an international one where kids come with no shoes at all. They come barefoot. So it's like their first time getting shoes. Wow. So that's the international piece. So yeah, that organization, I've been volunteering with them, like I said, since 2009. And then for the last couple of years, they're headquartered in Charlotte, but I've helped put on some drives here, and I'm actually working on getting something here again this year, so we can do something, because it's a great cause. It is a great cause. You don't even know how you affect them, but you also affect their family, because their family. So a lot of times we've had parents come and they needed shoes, and we gave them shoes, or they're seeing that their kid is getting these shoes. It's just a great thing. And so usually we set up an event around it. So the last one we did right before COVID, we had bouncy houses, we had pizza, food, we had basketball rims set up, we had a stage. I had some of my friends come out. We had some comedians, we had some music, we had a DJ, face painting. So we made this whole event around it. And I went to a city council meeting right before this event, asking them to partner with us, because we were going to try. If we had it, it was in Wayne, but I wanted to bring it to Detroit. And COVID happened, so we haven't done anything since, but we're looking to do something for sure. And I have another organization that I partnered with, and they did something before the pandemic as well. So I'm looking to partner with them again to make a bigger event. So I love Samaritan's Feet.
What about the Covenant House?
Covenant House. Yes. And so I actually have some friends that work there too. I found out about it through them, and it's the first location right around the corner from where I grew up in Southwest Detroit. And it's a teen homeless shelter. And these kids have sort of aged out of the system, so they're between 18 and 24, and they help provide them, a place to stay, food, and everything. So it's a full service. They help them find jobs. They have clothes. They help them with resume writing, skill building. Yeah, so I love Covenant House as well. So I've worked, like during Christmas, I had some friends. I would help provide like music. So we had a band just to go in there and just rock with the kids. And they love it.
So again, we never know I would say how God is going to use us. He takes our passion sometimes and that become our ministry. Um, we always sometimes think that ministry is just in the church, but it's not. It's in your everyday, walk, your what you're passionate about, your heart, giving back, seeing somebody else blessed, and then in return of you doing that, God blesses you in the things and taking care of you. So in this 30-year career of IT, what?
Can I say one more thing real quick back
Yes.
to the sharing? So we talked about, I don't know, well, I don't even know if you're going here, but one of the things I said I wanted to give back. So I had the house. So I don't know if you go into that question or not. Going back to the house that I'm working on.
Oh, you can go ahead.
Okay. So it was a house that I grew up in. Since my mom always gave back, I was in the process of selling this house. And then I had this dream that I was driving down the street and I got to this corner and this lady opens my door to try to get in my car. And I'm pulling off and she's running beside the car. And so I pull over and then I put her in the car and I take her to this shelter. And when I get there, the director comes out and says, "Oh, we've been waiting for you." I was like, "Really?" And so it made me not want to sell the property. I wanted to turn it into something where I'm able to give back. Because my mom always gave and did things for people. So I wanted to utilize this house for veterans and unwed mothers.
Which is not only honorable, but we know that in the Bible it talks about us taking care of the elderly and the widows. And sometimes they always lost in the sauce. Again, with veterans, with me working with veterans all the time, again, is hard. It's a hard transition sometimes for the things that they've seen, the things that they have been involved with. Some they're never taught how to handle. It's like, yeah, we hired you to do this job, and afterwards you figure it out. And they're stuck. My job does the organization Return Home Vets. So we're always donating household goods, canned food, shoes, clothes, all of that. Because again, sometimes they're lost in the sauce. When you would think that overall government would take care of those who served you, and it's not always the case. So again, it's honorable to also, like I said, do this and to make sure that even in this platform that people will help where help is needed. So again, wherever we could help you, then we will. Because again, this is a good cause that we know for sure that the things that is needed will be used and it will accomplish what it was meant for. So in the meantime of your main job is 30 years plus in IT. And you're constantly doing what is needed to make sure that you're constantly certified, constantly doing all the things that IT entails. So in the part of IT, because it's so broad, what exactly do you do?
Telecommunications. So dealing with phone systems. So phone system administration, things like that. So at my job, we're responsible for voicemail. It's like any new hires or people who get terminated, we're responsible for adding, removing, changing, making sure they're all set up. So if we have issues with voicemail, responsible for that. And then we have a bunch of internal apps that we're responsible for as well, like homegrown applications that we support.
Got it. So let's get into food.
Mm.
And I'm so hungry right now.
Me too. I could eat a horse.
Food. So where did this, you being a foodie, come from?
I think it came from my mama, actually.
You cooked?
She used to love to cook. Yeah, she loved to cook, and I love to eat. Except I will have to tell you about the story about liver. I don't necessarily care for liver.
I don't either.
Yeah, so I got in trouble for liver and onions. But
I
I love food.
I'm the weirdo when it comes to food. It's a lot of stuff that most people eat that I don't like. Like sweet potatoes.
Oh, it was nice talking to you. You about to get off this call.
I don't like sweet potato. I don't like dressing. I don't like
We were friends until you. I mean, I could hold on. I could deal with the sweet potatoes, but I couldn't deal with the dressing. Dressing is like my go-to. I had dressing 3-4 times a week if it's good, but you don't eat bread, cornbread, nothing.
I eat cornbread, Jiffy.
Can we stop and pray right now, Father?
Most stuff that people eat at like Thanksgiving and Christmas, I give me veggies. Give me mac and cheese. You know, I'm good. Like I'm not really a big chicken eater.
Sacrilegious. Oh
I'm just I don't know. I just I'd rather eat fish.
Them good birds died for a reason.
I'm sure, but not for me.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, to each his own. I'll take yours though. I'll eat some chicken.
Praise the Lord, you can have it all. Cause yeah, it's very rare when I be like, oh, I got a taste for chicken.
So what would you say you have a taste for? You're like, ooh, Lord, I can't wait to have what?
Like the other day, I was like, oh, I want a veggie pizza. Or I love seafood. I really love seafood. Like we just took my sister out Friday for her birthday, and I took her to a Japanese buffet. Sushi all day, octopus. Oh, it was lovely.
Yeah, we was having a good conversation till you said you
I'm just saying it is. Yeah.
I'm so disappointed in you right now.
Why? Because I don't eat everything.
No, you don't have to. That's more for me, as long as it's good. I like
the potato, the banana pudding, all of that.
Oh, banana pudding. What about peach cobbler? Good God from heaven. I don't know what's. Yeah, you right. Your palate is horrible. You about to put your palate on strike.
Nope, no peach cobbling, none of that. The rice. What is it? Rice
pudding. You don't eat that either.
No.
I'm about to cuss. Oh Lord.
No.
Okay. What's the other thing that you like? Ooh, I can't wait to have.
That's a good question.
No neck bones.
I'll eat that sometimes.
Oxtails.
I'll eat that sometimes.
Oxtails. Yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord. Give me. I'll even eat. I just had some pig feet the other day.
No, you didn't went too far. Now that's off my radar. Pig. I don't even like chicken legs because I don't like nothing they walking on.
So I mean, every now and then, but mainly is
Seafood.
Fish, yeah, seafood. I love veggies. Cabbage is my favorite. Cabbage,
We might be back friends again. I love cabbage.
greens.
I
Um,
like greens.
I can do those all day, every day. Literally.
Collard greens or turnips?
It don't even matter.
I only like collard greens.
Oh, and another thing that I can't stand.
Ooh, what else?
And I mean with a passion.
Ooh, say it.
It's beans. Ugh.
You know they're good for the heart.
I don't care.
The more you eat, the more
I know.
Yeah.
But no. Mm-mm.
Yes. You don't like beans?
No
me? Kind of beans?
String beans don't count. But no pork and beans, no navel bean, none of that. Nice.
Black eyed peas.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, I don't really care for black eyed peas because I feel like they be looking at
you. No. I can't do it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna get you a gift card to the Sizzler. I'm getting you a gift card to Chick-fil-A.
Now them waffle fries is awesome. Who?
Yeah, no, that was this.
Them waffle fries is good now.
No, about the chicken. I'm talking about the chicken.
Oh, no. No.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you something else that I got hooked onto was these buffalo
cauliflower.
Yes.
Yeah, I had that. There's a spot in Dallas that I went to, and they had.
Matter of fact, we was talking about it at the audition.
Yeah, the buffalo wings. All right, I could go for that. I wouldn't be dancing or nothing, but I could go for it.
Listen.
Yeah, I don't think it changed my life. It was good, but it didn't change my life.
It changed my life because I was like, I don't really care for buffalo wild wings chicken for real because it'd be too hard. But they changed my life with them cauliflower though.
Okay. I do like the cauliflower.
God is good.
I try them from there and see.
God is good.
See if I'll send it back. They have some kind of sauce.
Yes, I like the sauce, but I think they give you an option if you want the rub, maybe. I don't do rubs.
Ain't nobody rubbing on my food. They already handled it. They don't need to rub on it.
As y'all can see, this is how our conversations was going at the audition. But he was more like
over the top. Was I over?
Let somebody walk in the room. And then he knows
all the family secrets.
He knows everybody. So I put up here that he's a fellow connector. I get excited about this because everybody is not gifted in that area. But however, he knew the majority of the people that walked through that or was blown in the door, literally, because it was cold.
Mm-hmm.
And he made the room become very comfortable because he was even helping people read. When we say read, I don't mean like.
That's what you meant.
This word. Sound is out. Sound is out.
The
G.
Yes.
That's not what we mean. That's not what we mean.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
No, you didn't. Anyway, he was like, "What script you got?" We didn't have the same scripts, so I end up reading with another guy, and he was like, "You got this," because I think you went in before me, right?
No. Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
You like, you'll be okay. You got this. He ain't never heard me read before. He don't know me. He didn't know me from Adam. But
I heard you a little bit. He was like, "Wherefore art thou? It is thou through yonder window break." You was reading it. I'm like, go ahead. I heard.
Are you talking about the person that was 4'11"?
Yeah, you know what? That might be. Yes.
Yeah,
I
okay.
probably, can't remember everything.
Exactly. So their love for food. So since we're on the food that I don't like, let's go with the food that you do like.
Ooh, let me see. I love a good baked chicken. Baked chicken is probably one of my favorites. I prefer that over fried chicken. But baked
Okay.
chicken. So let me list them in order. So it is the wing first, then it's the breast, and then like a good breast, and then there's the thigh, and then there's the leg. The leg is like the last piece of chicken I would eat. Yeah, I don't really care for the legs. I know. I always feel like. Let's see, listen. I always feel like you poor when you eat legs. Like somebody cooked legs, I'm thinking I'm at a plantation or something. Like we can't afford nothing else but legs.
I would
I
have thought
don't
you would
know.
have said that about wings and not
No,
legs.
no, wings are change your life. Wings are the best. It's
Breast?
less meat, but it's the wing is so good. I think it was the one time, and I'm not gonna say the company. I bought a piece of chicken. It was a leg, and there was blood in it. So it sort of turned me off from legs. So I never want to see another chicken leg.
Now, if I do eat chicken, I love thighs all day, every day.
Ain't nothing wrong with a good thigh now. Flavorful. Yeah, thighs are flavorful.
Yes. What else do you like,
So
sir?
okay, let's see the chicken. You said it. I love cabbage. So my vegetable, cabbage. I love broccoli. I
Mm.
just got back into Brussels sprouts, like a
Mm.
good green bean.
Mm-hmm.
I was at a conference one time, and there was this guy. He had his brother who was a chef, and he made Brussels sprouts. He's like, "You never had my brother's Brussels sprouts." Okay, so he shredded them like coleslaw,
Mm-hmm.
and he sweated some bacon, which you wouldn't eat bacon, and onions. It was like the best Brussels sprouts I ever had.
Yeah,
So
they're
like, yep.
they're
And
pretty.
then there's I love sweet corn. There's nothing like some good sweet corn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. Good baked potato. I like baked potatoes. I'll do a sweet potato too. Yes. Yeah, gotta do sweet potato.
No sweet potato, no yams, no. Mm-mm.
They're good steak. Love a good steak.
I don't like steak.
Yes, so bad.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know. So if you ever invite me over for dinner, I know what to expect.
Some good noodles.
Ramen too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, here go your hot water. Take this.
Put it in there.
Yeah. Probably got the little cups too. You put them in the microwave.
No, no. But I love macaroni and cheese. Oh my god.
Oh, I had to tell you my macaroni and cheese story because I had this first time making macaroni and cheese. I'm like, oh, I'm about to make it. I found this recipe online. It has like 8 cheeses in there. I went and bought all this cheese. I think I spent $40 on cheese. I was like, this macaroni is gonna be banging. So following the recipe, not to the T though. I mixed it up, put it in the oven. I'm looking at it. I'm like, ooh, this one gonna be good. So I took it out. I took pictures of it and everything. I was like, this one is good. I tasted it. I was like, oh my God, what is this? I didn't season it. I put no salt, no seasoning in it. It was the worst macaroni and cheese, but it looked good. It looked real good.
Yeah. My
It
mom was
tasted like
always
paper.
saying, you always eating it up for everybody. This is the dish that you have to learn how to cook.
Mhm.
Now, everyone who knows me know I don't like to cook. That's not my ministry. Mm-mm.
You don't like to eat either, obviously.
I do eat, sir. I'm not 250 pounds for no reason.
Girl, who knew? You
Listen,
don't let it fit over. Yeah.
praise the Lord that I don't
Mhm.
look like what I've been through. Hallelujah.
But you ain't been through no chicken. I know that.
Hush up.
That's
Hush
what's
up.
wrong with you.
Ain't nothing wrong with me. I just don't like chicken like that.
I don't know. I don't know one black person don't like chicken, but you.
I'm a little light.
That is, yeah, you got a point, man. I note this up. All right.
Note yourself.
Yes. No chicken
So,
out there.
yeah. So give me some shrimp, some sushi, and I'm good to go.
Have you had shrimp from Harbor House?
Yes, I've only been there once.
Okay, you need to go there twice. Shrimp at Harbor House.
Oh, clam chowder. Oh my god. Oh,
That sounds dangerous. Clam.
yeah. Oh, mussels. Oh my god. Or something like that. Don't look like that.
No. I got my own muscles. I don't need nobody else's muscles. I don't do no muscles.
Mussels,
Yeah, I don't
clams, all of that.
do
Calamari.
oysters, mussels, and clams. Maybe I'll try them. You got to give me somewhere that's good though.
Yes, sir.
I'll be
all day.
frowning up when I see them. But I'll do shrimp, crab legs, lobster. I'll do that.
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't like steak. I could go without, but a nice hamburger. But it's not often.
I'll go with a good burger. Good burger is good.
What is the You got me excited about the seafood. Now I can't think straight right now.
No, I'm hungry.
I'm you know what?
As soon as we get off of here, I'm about to go in the kitchen and get
I got that one side right here that's
need to fill it up.
Oh Jesus.
Fill me up, Lord.
On the Brussels sprouts. So there was this recipe again with putting it in the oven, right? Season it real good. Put it in there with the olive oil, right?
Yes.
I've had it with or without the bacon, but the secret was honey.
Ooh, yes. Na. Yes, that is good. I was
like, oh, I done found the secret.
Yeah, the honey. And the balsamic, there's like a balsamic glaze I've had on them.
I found a national treasure.
Yes, that goes. You know what that pairs really, really good with?
What?
Chicken.
I don't want it.
You know what you're missing out. You don't go back to the chicken.
Nope. And I could do cabbage and greens by itself. I don't need no meat.
I've actually had cabbage mixed with greens.
I've had that before too.
And potatoes. I went to some repast.
And they mixed it?
Yep. I was surprised.
Have you had?
We're going to get you a cookbook, a chicken-free cookbook.
I don't want it.
You don't need no chicken-free cookbook?
Regifted books. Don't do it.
No, we're going to buy this.
No. You going to give it to me and I'm going to regift it. That's what.
We're trying to get your skill level up.
I don't need it.
Okay. There it is.
I don't need nothing in the kitchen. Sorry.
You need a chef is all you need. That's all.
Well, praise the Lord. Yeah. We can,
let's speak that into existence. Give us a chef, Lord.
Get me a chef and a chauffeur. I'll be okay.
A chef and a chauffeur.
You
can preach that.
Come on.
A chef and a chauffeur.
Have you had the veggie lasagna?
That sounds like an oxymoron, but okay. Veggie lasagna.
Ooh, it's good.
I've had some. It just tastes better with meat.
I mean, I love both. I mean, I'm a noodle person. I really like a good spaghetti. Ooh, all the mushrooms and the tomatoes and
Yes. I love a good spaghetti. I make spaghetti.
Noodles they're not good for me.
Okay.
But I love them.
Okay.
I love some good bread. What ain't good
Yes.
for me?
Yeah, I like the bread from Outback.
Hmm.
I don't know if that pumpernickel,
Mm-mm.
whatever it is black,
It black. Oh yeah.
brown,
Mm.
dark brown.
You just
That's
went to Outback,
called
did
Negro bread. Yeah, it's like
Shut
Negro
up.
bread.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah, I like my bread. That's yes. Okay.
No.
Good
I'm
bread.
an old school, the bottom of your oven with the tray that pulls out.
I thought that's where you kept
Butter.
dishes. Oh,
No.
okay.
You butter it.
Oh, you said the broiler. Okay.
Yes.
Mine don't have that. You got one of them old school ovens.
I
I
said
know
old
from the
school.
70s.
Pull that mug out. You better make sure you time it right. That mug's gonna be crispy
Yes.
with the butter circles right on.
Mm-hmm.
Woo, you talking about some homemade garlic bread. Come on, Jesus.
Yes, you got me so hungry. I'm about to bite my lip.
Don't do it. Don't do it. All right, one more thing.
Okay.
No, two more things.
Okay. Two more things.
So we talked about the food. We talked about, well, we know you love sports, even though you wasn't really that good at it, but praise the Lord anyhow.
Girl, I was a ball.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't
Um,
beat many people.
you said what?
I didn't went to the elementary school and beat plenty of kids.
As a grown person?
Yeah, I'm going there.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
No, I can
Just
ball.
now I'm just saying. Your days of basketball.
Yeah, no, they over. They way down.
um, yeah. Okay. So let's go to the love of laughter.
Mm.
Why is the love of laughter so important to you?
Well, as the scriptures say, and I'm no scriptologist or nothing.
Is that a
I ain't been to church in like a couple Sundays. But I believe that laughter is good like medicine. That's what it says. I think it lightens you up. I mean, it makes life not so stressful. So I always try to find the moments that I can laugh or make people laugh. And it's not usually I'm not thinking of stuff to say either. So it's more
on the fly?
yeah, it is on the
It's
fly.
just
So just
you.
stuff just stuff that comes up. So I love laughing. So good comedy. Yeah, something that make me laugh, and I love people that can make me laugh, and I like making people laugh. So I like to try to find joy in most things. So I am the glass half full person. So I'm
Yeah,
very
you're
optimistic.
funny. You're funny.
But I don't try to be. I just try to be me.
But you're
And
funny.
well, thank you. I appreciate that. Actually, on that note, I've had a couple of people tell me you should try some stand up. So I've been thinking about writing something to go to some open mic to perform.
Go ahead. I mean,
But I won't invite nobody. I'm going so if I bomb, nobody that I know gonna be there unless I know somebody there. I'm gonna just go and work it out and then I'll go somewhere else and invite people like, yeah, check this out.
you got to start
This is what I
somewhere.
did. Yeah, so I'm gonna do something if it's like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, because I got jokes. I don't know if it's gonna be better for me just doing something off the cuff, off the dome, or writing something. So we'll see.
No, you're kind of funny without writing stuff, so I don't know. But again, I'm at this place in my wonderful mature life where I'm trying everything. I'm trying.
Okay.
There's the moment of singing. There's acting, dancing, doing it all because I don't want to ever have that moment of saying, you know what, I should have tried. I should have. Nope, not doing it.
You know, I don't. I hate to say this. I don't know if I believe you
What?
because you said you won't try chicken. Just saying.
Listen, I've tried the chicken.
Oh, you tried it. Okay, go ahead. My bad.
I done told you I done tried the chicken.
Oh, not recently.
I just don't
When
like
last time you had chicken?
I had chicken 2 days ago.
Okay, well, I apologize. I take that back.
It was barbecue chicken, matter of fact.
Ooh,
Baked.
ooh, won't he do it? Okay, I
I say
apologize.
every now and then. It's not like I'm saying, hey, I got a taste for chicken. It just
Okay, you're right. I believe you. Man.
so speaking of
Yes.
something else that, creators have these moments where we have a aha. I feel like someone needs to hear this. Someone needs to see this. And now Mr. Larry Jackson is a part of a podcast show, right?
Yes.
Called Four Brothers.
Yes.
Speak on it.
Yeah, so we haven't released any episodes yet. So we've been just taping, we're about to edit. We've been working out the kinks with it. So we've been talking about issues that relate to men, whether it be relationships, dating, whether it be trying to get like some people are tied up in the justice system. So if it's getting expungements and things like that, fixing credit. So being how to maybe navigate like friend of the court because people are tied up in front of the court. So we want to bring on professionals that can speak to that, like give them actionable tips that they can walk away with. Like, oh, I'm dealing with the child support issue. What can I do next? So then being able to have resources. So we want to be a resource is what we want to be. And we're also not trying to tear brothers down. We're trying to lift them up because it's hard enough being men. And it's even harder, doubly hard, to be a black man. So we want to be able to support men and black men all together. And it's not necessarily just four brothers. So we was a spin on it, four brothers, because it's four of us. But then one of the things that I think I've realized over the years, a lot of times women get information about men from other women, but you don't hear it from men. So I think it's good that women are able to get like the psyche and with the thought process of a man from another man. So I think it's good. That's just my spin on it.
I'm looking forward to when y'all release it. So these information can be out there for us to again the village and getting the information out so we can, as we say, govern ourselves accordingly.
Yes.
The last thing I wanted to talk about, of course, is your promotion of this event that is coming up soon.
Okay. That's an interesting one for me. So I have a couple of friends. We decided. So I was at an event a couple of months ago. I met this young lady, and she was speaking, and she started telling her story that involved domestic violence, and I fell in love with her story. So we connected because I'm always trying to help and promote. Like if I know somebody that does something, like, hey, how can I connect you with such and such? So we connected, and I'm trying to connect her to some other people. And so I was trying to connect her to my friend that wanted to do some events. And so we started brainstorming. We're like, oh, let's do something for domestic violence. And we're like, okay. And then a couple of months, or maybe a month or so into the planning, I encountered domestic violence in my family. And it was something that really made me understand that this is real. Because a lot of times I don't think, if it doesn't really affect us or hit us, we don't really, it almost seems like we're oblivious to it. So I had my cousin a couple of months ago was murdered by her boyfriend in front of her kids. So that was something that really impacted me, and it really made me want to do this help with this event because we want to be able to be a resource to help some organizations or an organization get some more funds so we can help support the cause because it's real. And as I was talking to some other people about my cousin, it's like, oh yeah, my cousin just got murdered by her boyfriend. I'm like, wow, we got the same cousin? It's like, no, it's somebody else. And so I kept hearing these story after story after story about domestic violence. And I've been on earth for some years, but I've never seen it like this. And so I'm hearing more about domestic violence. So we're having this event. It's called Melodies and Masterpieces. And so the young lady that I told you that I met, she's an artist. And so she's going to do a live painting while we're going to have a musical artist. He's going to play and she's going to paint while he's playing. So we're going to do live art, and then we're going to auction the piece off afterwards. So we just wanted to be able to give back to this organization and just support some people who are in this struggle because it is something that's real. And a lot of times we're not privy to all that's going on because sometimes we're in our bubble. So so again, the event is May 20th, and it is called Melodies and Masterpieces. It's going to be at Detroit Sip Coffee Shop, and which is on 6 Mile, Livernois. And then there is a link if you want to send people to that. Created a bit.ly link is bit.ly/melody mass, MAS. So it's Melody Mass. So I'm really excited about this because I think we're doing something good. So it wasn't about us. But the interesting fact is one of the things was hard and challenging trying to find a bunch of organizations to give money to. And so I was talking to somebody and I didn't really realize that a lot of these organizations are understaffed and overworked. So people can't always follow back up with you because they're doing 9 to 10 jobs. So it made me understand that this is people are in this fight and they're helping other people and they don't have a bunch of resources. So we wanted to also be a resource and do what we can for the people who are dealing with this. And again, this is something that I just became um, well acquainted with. So I'm looking to just help and partner with my friends to do something. And so we're going to do some more events, but we wanted to start off with this, and I'm excited about it.
It's again, it is a good cause. Again, sometimes as you know, I think it's funny how we go and buy a new car and then all of a sudden your type of car is everywhere. Like I ain't see this car before. Now everybody and their mama got the car the same color and all of this stuff. And sometimes it happens like that when we start seeing in that's how you know true sign that that's where you're supposed to be. Because it comes more and more out that hey, this is domestic violence. Um and sometimes we know as family members and is I want to stay out of their business or I should have said something, I should have did something and now it's too late. And it's always the easier person to say, well, I should have did, what I would have done if you were in that situation. And sometimes love is blind. And sometimes recently just you fall in love with somebody's perception and you fall in love with somebody's potential. And sometimes they never turn. And now you have kids, you have a whole life with them, and you're still hoping and having faith that it changes.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it never does.
For sure.
So, it's those moments in life like, man, we hope that whoever is dealing with those situations is able to safely get out and that there is no other violence to the point of death. We
Yes.
we don't want that. So again, if you guys can support, I will put up the link later on when I repost this, as well as the flyer, so people can support.
No, I
However,
appreciate that.
huh?
I know. I said I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a wonderful cause.
Of course. So I have a couple of govern yourself accordingly, and then Mr. Larry's gonna have his last moment of saying what he needs to say, and then we're gonna go eat
Yes. Thank you, Jesus.
because I was hungry.
Only do it. Thank you,
Yes.
Lord.
So last October, I was able to publish my first single book, even though I have other books out that I wrote with other people, but this was my baby. Um, um, the Blueprints Guys Design is on Amazon. Please support. You could put in my name, Camila Foster, or that is the link to go support and buy the book. God was like, sit down. You need to restart because you are going off the rail. And it's
Mhm.
okay to be honest with yourself and say that I'm messing up. I need to restart. If you want to donate to the cause of keeping this going, what I do here, you can donate at my Cash App at Sunshine Camila, Kamilah. That's how you spell my name for real, for real. Again, the Cash App is Sunshine Camila, Kamilah. Last but not least, my friend Alita Cotton has some of the best ginger and turmeric tea you will ever taste. She has a tea line, and their company is AC's Teas, 313-380-0321. She is on Facebook. You can inbox her. It is AYECEE. Please support the village, people. We can't do this by ourselves.
Does she
And
deliver?
I believe she does,
Okay.
actually. I believe she does. So again, that's the number 313-380-0321. AC's Teas, my friend Alita Cotton.
All right, Alita, I'm coming to get some of that tea.
I promise you,
It's gonna
you
change
will
my
not,
life.
you will not be disappointed.
Okay.
So Mr. Larry Jackson,
Hmm.
outside of us being hungry,
Yes.
what is what is your last words that you want to say to the people?
I want to in my impersonation of Russell Simmons. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless. Good night. No. So I would love to say, or I would like to say that get involved, help, think, look for opportunities to help serve somebody because it'll definitely make a difference. Me starting with Meals on Wheels, and now I've been doing it for over 15 years. I didn't think that I would do it, and I went hesitantly, but I want to say just find an organization to volunteer with. If you're interested in anything that I'm doing, like volunteer wise, get with Camila or Sunshine, and we can connect somehow and we can put something together to do something to serve some people. So I'm all for trying to help. Again, I have a few organizations that I partner with And so they're always looking for some help in some way. So we can get together as a group and go do that. We can do whatever. I'm, I'm down. So I would just say, just get involved and go help somebody in some way, because it'll make a difference. A lot of times you think you don't have what you need, but then helping somebody, you'll also realize you probably have more than you thought you had.
Absolutely.
That's all I have to say.
You sure that's all you had to say?
That's it. It's getting. Hold on, let me turn this light on. Let me see. Well, I'm about to go anyway. So, oh, look at there, light.
So, again, thank you for coming through. And we had an awesome conversation, as I promised. Again, next Tuesday, we will have King Wesley here, the actor. And
Change my name.
for what?
I said I'm about to change my name to Lord Larry. This is what I'm about to do. King
And
Wesley.
then Thursday, we will have Miss TT, TT from the D. She will be here, and she was a blast to work with Peerless Time. She's an awesome person in general, but yeah, she has a lot to say. And when I tell you, confidence exudes from her. If I didn't get anything else from her, that is definitely confidence. So tune in Tuesday with King Wesley, the actor from the D. Well, he's technically from New York, but however, he's doing it big here in the city. And he has some, you'll find out, but he has a lot of great things on the table right now. And acting is kicking up in the city of Detroit. Do you hear me?
Yes, King Wesley, get at me, bro. I'm on. Yes, holler at me, King Wesley. Talk to me.
Yeah, matter of fact, the casting call that we went to, he was one of the judges.
See there. So you already seen me, King Wesley. Come on now.
So yeah. And then Thursday with TT. So again, I need your help. Larry needs your help. Yeah. And we just want everybody to be involved. We want everybody to be a part of our village, because we can't do anything without you. Again, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. It's been proven over and over again. And you can't argue with me. First of all, and second of all, we going to eat because we hungry.
Yes.
So I'll see y'all back. Huh?
I got one question. Is TT from the east side?
I don't know.
It sounds like it. I'm just saying.
Only you. Anywho, again, see y'all on Tuesday. Peace.
Right, bye. Thank you so much. My pleasure. This was wonderful.
Now go eat.
All right. Yes. Bye now.